it's Dustin with TechMD. Well, I got a new setup and a new broken device. So, it's been a while, but I'm gonna go ahead and start the procedure and we'll talk through it here real quick. So I got the new iPad 4th generation and I had it on a pillow, one of those little pillows that hold it up, and I just dropped it on the cement. Oops. So number one thing that you want to make sure is that the device is not bent. So as long as it's not bent, you are good to put on a new screen. As far as I can tell, it's really not too bent. And it's hard to tell with this camera hump here, so try to move it over here and see if it wobbles at all. And it doesn't. So go ahead and power it off if you can. And I'm getting there. And this is my personal iPad. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put it on the heater. And I will demonstrate that here. So I have this heater that warms it up to 120 degrees Celsius. And as you can see the name here, you'll be able to purchase this on Injured Gadget's website. So what we're going to do is go ahead and just put the iPad flat down and get that nice and warm for about 5 minutes. If you aren't able to turn off your iPad, that's not a problem. Okay, so I'll do a little update here of what's going on and what's been happening with me, but you guys can go ahead and skip forward. I'll put the timestamp when I actually start tearing it down. But for all you viewers from the past, so basically during COVID I lost my camera guy. His wife was pregnant and he went ahead and moved forward. I tried to do a few filming with the Sony camera that I had and I didn't have much luck. So, plus I was just stuck at my house and I just was not feeling really motivated to do any new YouTube videos. But I got a new renew on it and I really feel motivated to do this. So I went ahead and bought a couple GoPro cameras because they're super simple to operate. Got some lighting, you know, I spent some good money on it. But I really want you guys to have a good view of what I'm doing, and I'm hoping the different camera views and stuff like that will work. For now, for the really close zoom, I'm going to be using my iPhone, but I do plan on getting the Galaxy S21 Ultra once it comes out and doing some close shots with that. So we'll see how that goes. Just to let you know, you want to leave this iPad on for about 5 minutes, just get it nice and toasty. But so soon, hopefully I'll be back to regular videos, and we'll see where it goes. Tell me what you guys think of my new setup, and we'll see how everything goes. I'm really excited to hopefully give you guys a really good detail. My videos are all about details, so super high quality. Close up, that kind of stuff, right? That's really important to me so that way you guys can fully understand how to fix this. And if I left out anything, just let me know. Also, this video is sponsored by Injured Gadgets. So that's these guys here behind me. That's their website. So this is where I purchase 95% of my parts. And I'm going to leave a link in the description. It's an affiliate link. When you sign up through that link, you will actually help me out personally, and your purchase will go towards some of my inventory for TechMD, because I actually fix phones here locally. If you are here in Utah and you need any kind of repairs, you can always hit me up. Our phone number is on our website, which will be also in the link in the description. But for parts, the wholesale parts here, guys, they're going to be the best quality parts that you can find You can find original, which is also known as OEM, or sometimes they'll label them as premium or premium refurbished. Those are all really good quality parts, and that's what you want to aim towards getting. Once you get those parts, then you'll have that 1-year warranty, or I do believe, on these parts. If not lifetime, I'm not exactly sure. But if you have any problems with the actual units, then you can just return it and either get your money back or get a replacement unit. They're very fast. They have overnight shipping available. It's not cheap unless you're ordering $1,000 worth of parts or more. All these tools you'll be able to find on this website. And if you plan on fixing more than one phone, don't use a heat gun. Buy that hot pad there. It is worth every single penny. I use it every single day. It warms up super fast and just gets you right into the repair, ready to go. So we got about 5 minutes here. I'd say another minute. I'm gonna go grab an additional tool and we'll get started. So usually I like to work on my blue mat, but today I am not going to be. And that's mainly because I don't want to get glass all over my blue mat. It's kind of hard to get rid of, but it's a good spot to, you know, keep individual little screws and whatnot. So once we get the iPad hot enough, you're going to need some gloves or a towel or something to protect yourself from burning yourself. So I just use a microfiber towel because it is going to be pretty hot to the touch. Wow. So our front facing sensors are right here. I've never opened this. To be honest, I've never even seen this open before. So I'm going to try to avoid that area initially. I'm just going to take our iSesame tool and run it along here, see if I can get in between. We got a lot of broken glass, and maybe our iFlex tool here. Just nice and, yeah, that works better. Yeah, I really did a good number on this. Busted it really good, unfortunately. And so I'm just getting the metal tool in between, and I'll show you here on the other camera. So what I'm describing here is basically when we want to get our tool just right along that metal edge, and it's hard to even show here. Let's see if I can rotate the camera. This is going to help loosen up the adhesive. It's really cracked. Man, oh man. Might be effective. See if I can take some flathead tweezers here and dig up some of this broken glass along the edges. Glass is definitely flying up on here, so make sure you cover your eyes with something, like I got some glasses or some goggles or something. Holy moly, this is bad. This is one of the main reasons why I don't like to do iPads. It's just the level of difficulty. on them is so not enjoyable. Ugh. Rather, it's any foam than iPads. And the older iPads with the home buttons, well, some of the newer ones like the 8th gen, they're especially difficult to remove and place that new home button. So this is just a bunch of prying and digging, and if you feel like you don't need any help from here, then go ahead and move forward. It looks like there's some kind of plate right here that's coming off. This is definitely new territory for me on an iPad. And it's already cooled down because I'm taking so long. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on the heater for another minute here. With a heat gun, you can get some inconsistent heat, warp stuff and break stuff, and I don't recommend heat guns. This is the actual screen itself that it comes in. It's huge. I'll take that out in a little bit once I get the glass removed. Just get a little hot here. Just try to keep it consistently warm. This is the metal thing I was telling you about. It might be magnets. Certainly looks like it. I'll put that on the heater so I can remove the glue a little bit easier. Watch your power button. I almost hit it. Usually I like to run my metal tool along this, but it seems to not be really working. Just because of how broken the glass is. You can actually see glass dust coming off this. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera. It's crazy. I really want to be gentle with this. This is my $1,500 iPad after tax. This is a cellular service, and also it has 512 gigs of memory. Don't want to scratch it, but this might be possible to avoid here. This is where the camera is. And this is the part where I just kind of wanted to lift up a little bit. I'm going to try to lift the display out here, and actually thinking about it, let's see how these cables fit in. Let's see if it's the same as other Pros or not. And this is exactly what I would want to put. If I can get that good screen out of there without damaging it, you can put this back in, ship it to Injured Gadgets, and they can give you some money back. Alright. That's interesting. Very interesting. Oh, and speaking of parts here, these parts, this works on the 3rd gen and 4th gen. Apple's notorious for reusing parts, like the iPad 7th gen and 8th gen, same part for the digitizer. I think for the screen as well too. Just crazy. Like, oh, it's a tad processor upgrade, but same screen. Kind of like how the iPhone 12 and 12 Pro same screen as well. That's actually why I decided to get the mini. Plus, it's smaller, so why not? Okay, so with that being said, I'm assuming all the connections are going to be over here. So I'm going to be very gentle over that way. Jeez. It's just working on such a thin bezel here. Wow. This looks intimidating to you. It should. I am trying to make this as easy as possible for anyone who likes to tinker to do this at home. But that being said, I would recommend not this being your first project. Get some experience with scraping some glass off for other devices before working on this treacherous device. More glass. I feel like I got glass all over me. This is so bad. So I'm just getting under the display here and slowly pulling this up. Got another magnet. Let's get a good look at what we're doing here. And cameras. There's a reason why I like to do this. I've done this for years with iPads. Alright, so let's look inside here. See if we can get a good view with the camera. So we got this cable right here. Cable right there. Let's get the camera view of this, and that's what we're working with. So it looks like I can actually pull on the glass. I'm holding the iPad down and pulling the glass this direction here. There we go. This thing feels so paper thin. Again, pop off some glass. Alright, let's see how we can work with this display. We got a pretty tight cable here, and it looks like we just have to move the display down a little bit and take off some screws. Let's see what kind of screws we got. So these are the screws right here. I can't get zoomed in further than that. But hopefully my new camera that I'll get will be able to get that. So they look like Phillips screws. We're going to go ahead and take these screws out. You just set them on the blue mat over there. And just away from your workstation. You go ahead and take that piece out. Just remember the orientation. And like a little blue pick like this, or like this, will actually help get in there and unclip it. See that? So as you can see here, I'm just taking the iPad and twisting it, set it on its side. I'll go ahead and take out all these screws here. Sometimes Apple likes to change the screw size. So I like to organize my screws based on how I see them and how I'm going to place them back in. This can just pull up with your fingers, no problem. Alright, back to our little tool here. But you might want to try to disconnect the battery first if you can. It doesn't look like they have given us a great option to loosen this battery. Oh, interesting. So normally we put a little tool under here, but I don't know how we're going to do that if we have to reconnect these connectors. Interesting. We will have to investigate. Trying to be as careful as possible while doing this left-handed. Don't want to be in the camera angle too much. Alright. Okay, so we got that slowly disconnected. Are we still attached? Oh, we are. There's one more cable. Here it is. There's the plethora of cables. It looks like a couple of those cables are going to have to move over to the new device. There's some stuff attached up here. That is going to need to move over to the new device as well. My goodness, this thing is overcomplicated for sure. I've got these two magnets here. I'm just going to clean off the glue. Just taking a tool and scrubbing it off. assuming these magnets are for the magic, whatever, the flip cover thing. And that's it. Fully cleaned off one of them. Got two of them in here. They seem very bendable, so be careful with them. We still gotta figure out where to put them back. As far as I remember, they're on this side over here. This is definitely going to be a process. Jeez. All right. Now we have to clean all this glass off. Every last shard. Not looking forward to this. This is where you can cut yourself, folks. Try to keep your hand steady while cutting through this adhesive, not to obviously pierce that battery. Don't want to be doing any of that. I'm avoiding the power button there too. Alright, well I unscrewed this, but I attempted to get something under there, but I can't really get anything under there, so I really can't get this disconnected either way. When laying the cables, it'd be in the way, so I will do my best to do it this way, I guess. And by the way, this cable is attached to the SIM card, so if you don't have one of those, then you probably won't even see that in there. Alright, back to... Let's not scrape any more glass for a second. Let's take this and put this back on the heater and help warm up some of that glass while I remove this carefully. Still pretty glued on there, but let's see here. This is your Face ID sensor, so you want to be super careful with this. What a connector. What a connector. Looks like it was glued down pretty good. Just want to really be careful. Really be careful here. So just removing some of the extra glue that I'm finding on this. And then our extra broken glass. Want to move at all. I'm going to put it on the heater here for a second and try to remove it this way. So what I'm doing here, since I got this huge chunk glass still attached to this piece. I'm going to hold it down until it gets warm enough. Okay, it does not want to come loose initially, so what we're going to do here is just put it on the heater. So you want to get every glass shard that you can. It's important because if you set that very flat piece of glass and put some pressure down on it, it's going to crack. You don't want that to happen. So I like to run my metal tool here. Try to scrape off any excess glue. Really like to know what happened to my sesame too. Must have fell on the ground. Everyone, it's Dustin. Alright, so we are officially on part 2. I feel a little stupid about this. So, unfortunately I got COVID. I was down for over 2 weeks. Oxygen and all. And then I went on vacation because I just needed to get the heck out of the house. So I've been gone for almost a month between everything, and I'm finally deciding to finish up my iPad repair, which I wish I did a long time ago, because the cats, 2 cats that are rowdy, decided to find my proximity sensor and use it as, or whatever, this Face ID sensor, and use this as a play toy, unfortunately. So I'm going to show you on my phone here. You can see they chewed off this side sensor. But I've already checked the sensors, and Face ID still works, even with some of these crinkles and whatnot. So I'm still going to show you how to glue this on, but only one side, unfortunately. And we are going to be using this glue here. You can use B7000, but this is going to be a fast seal. It says 10 seconds, so I have 10 seconds to get this positioned properly, which I plan on doing right away. So position first, glue, and then we're set. At least we hope it's that easy. So this cable is pretty unique, and I'm going to try to get the best close-ups as I can. All the videos, I actually decided to look at some videos, and they're terrible. So I'm hoping that you guys find these videos and find it a lot more helpful to glue on these cables. I'm going to show you how, at least my technique is. I've already tested, like I said, the new screen, everything, the Face ID, to make sure it works. I don't think I've shown that on camera, but pretty easy. You just connect it and test it. So we're going to go ahead and disconnect these cables here. And it's just new cables. And like I said, it's been a little bit since I've done this video, so I'm hoping I showed the transfer of one cable from the broken display. But if I didn't, basically I transferred this cable over, so we have all these connectors ready to go. Okay, so yeah, most important, you definitely want to test this out and make sure it is functioning. Just to let you know, Injured Gadgets just launched a new thing. If you break the glass on an iPad, they will replace it for free. Now if you break the LCD, they won't. And then all their iPhones, if you break the OLED, as long as you get the right one, they'll say it on their website, they'll cover the damage on the LCD and not the screen. So pretty cool to buy these from my supplier. And please, if you don't have an account already, please click on the link in the description. They're going to give me a kickback, and it helps my channel out. All my ad revenue goes towards my editor, who's probably laughing right now, plus additional money. And so I really rely on the income from you guys purchasing screens. These are all original. Anything that's premium on their website is original. Now the FX is the break warranty. FX has always been top-notch quality, and I'd highly recommend FX quality if you want to do the break warranty. It's a pretty cool idea too, personally. You know, you break your kids or whatever, yourself, break your iPad again, no problem. Just stick it in a new one and you're good to go. Now why this this repair is sponsored, if I didn't say it already, I will say it again. It is because they're helping me pay for the part for my broken iPad. How nice of them. Now, if this doesn't work out, for whatever reason, Face ID, I will give you guys an update before posting the video. But like I said, it seems to be functioning. I think one of those sensors is just the red dot spray that sprays across your face, but I don't know what this sensor really is. If anyone knows what this sensor is, let me know here. All right, so now we're going to have to glue this down, and I didn't have any of the proper glues last time. And we're just going to move this out of the way. Get some tweezers here at this. Move this out of the way. Make sure this is perfectly clean, which mine should be. And looks like it goes this direction. Nope. Goes definitely this direction. So this side we're not going to be gluing. I think that was the side I attempted anyways. Let's see if we can get this iPad in the center of attention. It's going to be kind of difficult. Just removing some of the blue tape that comes with it. That's another reason why I like to purchase from there, is this blue tape. And we're gonna get a nice close-up video on my Samsung device and show you what I'm doing here. And we're actually on the iPhone today for the front-facing camera. I have some GoPros, and you know, as you see here, this is my setup. But I had a GoPro front-facing, but I just didn't like the quality as much, and so we went beyond that. So this is munched up a little bit by the cats, as you may have seen, but like I said, Face ID seems to be functioning. I still don't know what these sensors are. Maybe they're ambient light sensors, but I would assume that this one is, so I'm not sure. Okay, so anyways, to the point, this seems like excessively difficult to mount. But as you can see, there's the hole there, right? Okay, and then we got the cable here. And that little sensor that I cleaned off with all the glue is going to be glued around there. So I'm just going to put a tiny bead all around there. So I know you're not going to be able to see much from the GoPro, but I don't have another holder for the Samsung. I gotta go buy one. So for now, and even so, it's hard to get proper camera alignment. And so we have to do with the overhead camera, and hopefully that's good enough, guys. I know it's probably not, and I really like to get detailed, and I do miss my camera guy, but you know, I don't have a camera guy anymore. So I'd probably like to do this off the table. So let's adjust the camera. And you're like, well, why would you want to do that off the table here? Well, you'll see. So the Gorilla Glue 10-second glue is a gel, and it's not exactly the needle point that I thought it was going to be, but it's going to have to work. And for the sensors to work, we gotta make sure that we're perfectly aligned. Make sure it's cleaned up really good. And the alignment is perfect, so just flip it around, double check. Like this is the edge of it, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And another thing you can do is take the flashlight and make sure there's nothing coming through the hole anymore. As you can see, the light through the hole there, barely on top of the camera, so we know that it's coming through. Let's see if we can get this properly lined up. Make sure there's no light bleeding through, and got it hopefully lined up as best we can. Make sure you don't try to puncture that cable. And so I'm checking for light bleed through, and I don't see any. So it looks like we got it properly put on there. Put a tiny bead of glue there. Come on. Usually they don't put something there, but for whatever. Oh wow, this glue is all gelled. That is weird. Oh, it is a super glue gel, but I guess we gotta mix it up. Okay, now we got it at the bottom. I'm surprised this thing's not full. That's weird. Check your lighting again. I'm gonna show that again. I'm pretty confident about the placement. Careful that your tweezers don't get caught up. Darn it, I totally forgot to remove some blue tape, and that's going to cause some problems. Just hold it down for a good 20 seconds and make sure you keep nice and still. Assuming you can use some tape here as well, or glue, but I'm using glue because I just thought about it. But it seems better just to put a little tab of glue right there to hold the cable, so that way the cable doesn't get yanked too hard with the sensor. So the super glue seems to not be working. I don't know why. I'm putting more around the sides and trying to get it to dry here. 45 seconds it says up to. So we're going to give it a full 2 minutes. remind you we have to do this on all the other ones. There's 4 of them, but I only have 3 left. I ended up doing about 2 minutes. Looks terrible. Now we're just checking. So what we're doing is angling it just right with the light and seeing that we can see the sensor through the hole, which we can. So looks like it's a success. Now it seems like one of these sensors is upside down or something like that. So what we're gonna do here, because it's been like a month since I worked on this, is to check where the front cameras are going. And the other sensor. So front camera is right there, other sensor is right here. Because we got the flood sensor there, and it looks like a microphone here, and then the 2 cameras right there, boom, boom. Seems pretty straightforward. So maybe it isn't upside down. You know, sometimes Apple Weezer cable's weird. All right, let's take a close look at this together here. Hard to do the camera sideways and see what we got. And I apologize in advance for shaky video, but I think this point here is really critical, and there's just not great video on it or great description. Yeah, so that clearly looks like a microphone. So looks like it's glued on with regular adhesive tape, and I'd be a bit nervous about running super glue over that. Let's remove this blue tape over here. So somehow we have to put super glue around this piece here, and it has to hold. This piece here, go down and hold. Wow. That's gonna be fun. So we're gonna have to figure this out, guys. So I'm thinking T7000 for the speaker, and my T7000 is broken. The only problem with my E8000 is it just takes too long to dry, and that's what I tried initially, and that's why I use super glue. Oh, this is a dilemma. I think what I'm gonna do here for the super glue is we're gonna get some tweezers I don't really care about, some old ones, and I'm just going to get box or something, I guess. Put some super glue on it. Okay, so we got some super glue gel, and we just gotta move quickly. Just a tiny bit. I don't want any glue in that microphone, or Siri will not be able to hear you anymore, or video. Okay, so I feel like that's tiny as I'm gonna get, and I feel like this is the right spot. I'm not 100% sure. I'm just going to move the iPad over the edge again and press down for a full minute. Just getting you guys a nice close-up of what I'm doing here. Just holding this down very carefully, not moving. You could use T7000 on this, but I don't want to go run out to the car. It seems just fine. What I'm worried about the most is how I'm going to get that down. You know, like I did here, it's just a glue mess, so I think I'm going to put it on the tweezers for less of a mess. Looks like there's another blue piece of tape over that I need to uncover. I guess you could leave that on just in case you get glue over it. It was kind of smart. Alright, so it's been a minute. We're just going to double check it here. Just slightly tapping it. Seems good enough. Alright, so now we're going to put a little glue on a box and glue it down. So once again, we want to cover this full sensor all around. This is going to be quite tricky. Let's wipe off the old glue. Tweezers. Let's get it off this way. So make sure you get your tweezers cleaned off. And we're going to put a little bit more glue or gel right where we're going to be working. Just need a little dab, not actually too much. Last time I feel like we just did a little too much. So we're going to fully cover the sensor, make sure nothing's still exposed. Seems like that's... Oh, I still got a little spot popping up. I don't know if the glue didn't dry yet. I feel like we need a lot more glue here. I'm trying to get a bigger amount. It's kind of a difficult process here. Of course I didn't put enough glue down. What I was thinking. Ah, we got some more glue here. I like glue on these tweezers. And for the front. But we want enough glue around this thing where it's going to hold down the sensor really good. But we also don't want it to cover that camera lens either. Okay, I'm pretty satisfied with that. I'm hoping that's enough. Alright, so as you can see, the glue is drying here. We're going to do a full minute or two. Real important not to get anything over these lenses. But I'm pretty sure I had to remove that one because it would have overlapped that or this or something like that. We got to remove this blue sticker here and that blue sticker there. Okay, sorry. Okay, so now that that's glued down, I'm just going to glue down this cable. I'm afraid to cut it or anything like that because I don't know what it'll do. Blasted cats. Getting places where they should belong. Put on my desk. I'm finding it on the floor somewhere. This is why I should have an office, right? I don't really believe in offices. I'm more of a free will kind of guy. But I've definitely considered it several times. I've done the office thing, and it's just going to work, right? Versus go to work when someone calls and I do a mobile appointment or someone comes over. Thanks to COVID, now I'm allowing people to come over. I used to either meet people at like a Burger King or Starbucks or something, or I went to their house. But now, thanks to COVID, a lot of places are closed. Alright, so that's glued down. This seam's glued down. It's not perfectly level, but the idea was the hole was there and you had to make sure that was lined up over the hole. Now we're going to go ahead and remove all the tape off the device. So that's ready to stick on. I already cleaned off the iPad from all the glass, as I remember in the previous video. Alright, so the glue is removed. Now, it's not going to stick right if your iPad is bent, but you can use some glue to force it down. Unfortunately, if an iPad's really bent, I don't recommend fixing it. It's too many degrees. I'm surprised this thing still works with all these puncture holes from the blasted kitties, but it does. Looks like I got something here. Glue or something. I don't know what it is. I'll clean it up in a minute. Okay, well, I finally get my iPad back. I missed this darn thing. I use it for navigation and listening to stuff and you know, killing my phone with navigation is the worst. Oh, I think I mentioned this at the beginning, but unfortunately the cats messed things up and you need some screws. So try not to lose screws and just do this all in one go. Well, you know what? Looks like we're this direction. Oh, and I didn't remove the blue tape. Jeez. It's the last thing I want to do anyways. I don't want to get these lenses dirty as much as possible. Clean. If it's not, clean it with some alcohol, but ideally it should be clean. Alright, now we're going to just plug in these cables here. I'm just checking where it's aligned. It looks like it's in the center. It should make a nice snapping noise. Don't push too hard or you'll break stuff. This doesn't feel connected at all. Re-lift it up, recheck the connection. Okay, now I hear a snap. Looks like it snapped at the same time. Make sure this connection is still connected. That's your SIM card if you have one of those. And remember, just to triple check, make sure there's no glass anywhere on this frame or you're going to crack this and it's going to be miserable. Well, unless you get the crack warranty version, and I don't know if they have it yet for this, but maybe by the time you're watching this video they will. But yeah, I usually buy only the Apple parts, and so if you have the money, buy the Apple parts, but the FX are going to be pretty good anyways. Alright, so we're just connecting all these cables, and you know what, I think this got, oh, you know what? This might be the really hard one to connect. Let's see how this is done first. I think I just moved it off to the side like this. Yeah, I think I can do it that way. We'll find out. If I have to remove this whole plate again, it's what it is. But we definitely want to save 2 tiny screws for this one here. Ideally, they're real tiny. And the rest, we can experiment with these extra screws I found. This plate is not as important as this plate. This plate is definitely really important because there's going to be some tension as you're putting it in. So if you lose some screws here, not a big whoop. Okay, it looks like we got 1 screw, that's great. And all those screws don't look like the right size, unfortunately. No. And it looks like maybe this screw will be more beneficial right by it's sad that we don't have more screws. But that is what it is. I'm hoping those are the right screws. We'll find out. I'm not sure what got on the screen here, but pretty ugly. Getting a little extra glue here. Hopefully this is more dry than what? Oh, there's some glue on the cable. Okay. I'm just going to grab it with my tweezers here and try to align this up right. Careful that your glue is all still sticky and ready to stick onto this frame. Man. So I got to line it up properly before putting it in. There's probably an easier way to do this, but that worked. So this side is edged out a little bit more, so I'm pretty sure it's this way. These don't even feel like metal clasps. They feel almost papery. Weird. Good, that is the correct screw. That one is not. Let's try one down there. Probably. I'm pretty sure this belongs to something else. Yeah, that's way too long. Let's try a silver one. No, they're black. iPhone. No, not the right thread. So try this. It just seems way too big. Yeah, that's way too big. You gotta be careful with extra big screws because they can damage the board. You know what I'll do is I'm gonna steal a screw from the motherboard. It's probably not as important. That doesn't work. It needs to be longer. Like the one down here. No. Plate seems to be holding down what we need. So now we're gonna double check and make sure this works. What the main thing we're gonna check is face. You know what? I can't check Face ID until it's fully assembled. Like, so what I did was I put the cable connector up and the cable connector's down here, and I just moved the unit down a little bit and then check Face ID that way. Hopefully that makes sense. I already know the touch is working and all that. So that's good. All right. So now we're going to check Face ID as soon as we glue this down. Remove this plastic. We'll clean that up here in a minute. And we don't want anything, but I think it already unlocked for me. Yeah, so Face ID is unlocking. Okay, so we're gonna do, God, why is it, no, I don't want to turn on that. So we're gonna check the audio quality on this and make sure the microphone's working. And where's the record button? Oh, video, there we go. Checking. 1, 2. 1, 2, checking. Holy crap, that's a big face. Yeah. All right. And we're gonna play the video and listen. Holy crap, that's a big face. Yeah. I would say the audio is working good. And we'll just check Siri. What is the temperature today?
The high for today will be 55 degrees, and the low will...
I would say this is a successful workout. If anyone knows what those sensors are, let me know. But I'm assuming it's an ambient light sensor. But the other sensor in the middle is also, I would think, is one of those too. So what are these left and right sensors? And who knows? If you know, if they're the red dot, I don't know. If you know, let me know. I'm interested to find out. I'm just happy my iPad is functioning and working, and I have a small defect in it, which, yeah, it's a $1,500 iPad, but not too much. And it should have never even happened. I should have had this fixed, but I needed the super glue, and then I got distracted, and then I got COVID, so this has been a super long video. And I'm going to try to get it edited down as much as possible. But it needed to be done because it's not really available online. And you can expect that my videos in the future are going to be always super detailed. And I really do appreciate you guys watching. And at least I gave you a little comical fun there with the cats destroying my iPad parts. But more videos coming in the future. I plan on doing some microsonic videos and some other interesting videos here shortly, and I'm really excited for the future of Tech and D on this channel. And you know, I'm not going to worry about what other people are doing or whatnot, but I am going to be sure that I do things properly. You know, it looks like I got some glue on here. Anyways, take some alcohol or acetone to it and it'll come right off. Well, you know what? One thing I forgot to mention about the iPad is it's best to put it under some pressure. So put it flat down on a very flat surface and put maybe about 10 pounds to 20 pounds of weight on top of it. So for example, you put a book and then you put the physical dumbbells on there. Or, and you know, you put a piece of paper down on your table or whatever that you have that you're setting it down on, but just make sure it's a very flat surface doing that. And then you can leave it on there for 24 hours and that'll help ensure that you got a really good seal. If you have some lifting issues, it might be because your iPad is bent, and make sure you use some super glue. So, or some T7000. But T7000 is not the greatest, so super glue or
8000, something like that, is going to really help hold those corners. So I'd recommend just putting a few dabs in the corner before lifting, and that should resolve the problem. You might have to end up doing multiple corners, but too much pressure on a bent screen is just going to end up killing your screen. So just a heads up, be careful with that.
Okay guys, thanks for watching, and you guys have a great one. Oh, and once again, thanks for Injured Gadgets for sponsoring this video.